Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have an absolutely epic live twin deck profile for you guys. Live twin, evil twin. Now I think this deck has a ton of potential in the upcoming format, and I have seen some amazing results with it, and so have a ton of other people. So without further ado, be sure to smash that like and comment down below what you guys think of the viability of live twin in the upcoming format. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so first off, we are starting off with super standard triple copies of Lilla. Lilla is by far the best live twin starter, being the fact that it can summon your Frost directly from the deck. Now, your other one, Kill, can only summon Lilla monsters, and Frost is much better as it gives you a +1 in your opponent's turn, and therefore you want to be able to see or search Lilla as much as possible, and that's why we are maxing out at 3 copies. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Live Twin Kill. This has the exact same effect of Lilla, except that instead of summoning a Kill monster from the deck, it summons a Lilla monster. Now, this effect is still very, very good, as it does get your combo going, because for this deck to operate, all you need to have is just 2 monsters on your board, and then you're pretty good. And then next up, we have 1 copy of Kill Frost. I know a lot of people are running 2 copies of this card, but I think that 1 is more than enough if you can manage your resources properly. 1 copy of Lilla Treat. Lilla Treat is an amazing card, but obviously it's much worse than Frost, because Frost can draw your card while this has a battle phase effect, but they both let you extend through hand traps and Nibiru sometimes, which is pretty cool. Finally, for our monsters, we have 1 copy of Evil Twin, Kill and Lilla. You have to run this card now, as you can send it with your Trouble Sunny from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Obviously, you don't want to draw it, but yeah, for Trouble Sunny, you really do need to run this card, so you have something to send other than from your extra deck, and that basically lets you send an opponent's card, and then it also has a pretty cool effect in the grave or hand, where you contribute 2 Link monsters, special summon it, and then your opponent, if they have 3 or more cards, they send cards to the graveyard they control until they have 2 cards left. And then a really cool thing, if you have both a Lilla and a Kill in your graveyard, it gains 2200 attack and defense, so it can be put up to 4400, which is pretty big. Next up, we have 1 copy of Evil Twin Challenge. Now, Evil Twin Challenge is an incredibly powerful card. This card lets you play through Nibiru. You basically search this with secret password after your combo is done, and then your opponent's turn, you can just do your whole combo once again. So that is really cool, and it lets the deck get even more advantage than it should already be able to. Big thing about this deck, the whole point of it is to draw cards in your turn going first, make a ton of interruptions going second with like hand traps and powerful like quick play spells and stuff like that, and then just try not to die in the second turn as best as it can, and then turn 3, since you drew a ton of cards, you just win on card advantage, and that's the basic philosophy of Live Twin in my opinion. Yeah, so next up we have 3 copies of Live Twin's Sunny Snitch. Now, Sunny Snitch is an incredible card, being it has 2 extremely relevant effects. The first effect will search you a Live Twin monster from your deck to your hand on the activation, which is amazing because you can search your Lilla. And then if your Lilla or Kill get ashed, you can use the effect to search for either Frost or Treat, and then extend from there. And then second effect is amazing, where basically every time your opponent summons while you control an Evil Twin, they get burned for 200 points of damage, and you gain 200 life points. This is an incredible effect, because especially if you have multiple of these on the board, it adds up, and in a deck like this, burning your opponent is really powerful, because then you can just swing for game a lot easier turn 3, and additionally, it makes your opponent very uncomfortable. And I've gotten to scenarios where I had 2 of these on the board or something, and then my opponent is like at 1500 life points, and they literally, if they summon 6 times, they just lose. So that makes like this card just incredible, and it's a really relevant effect in time too. Next up, we have 3 copies of Secret Password. Secret Password is an incredible card. Basically, it searches you a Live Twin spell or trap card. So this searches you your trap, and additionally, it searches you your Live Twin Sunny Snitch. If you have an Evil Twin monster on your board, so if you have a Kill monster and a Lilla monster on board, then you can actually also search an Evil Twin monster from your deck to your hand, but you're never going to do that because you do not want to search your Evil Twin monster from the deck to the hand, because that is very bad. Literally, just use it to search either your Sunny Snitch, or of course the other Challenge, the trap card. Or we have this next card over here, which I'm running a bit in a controversial ratio. So a lot of people are running 2 of this card, but I'm sitting on 3 Live Twins home over here. Live Twin home, basically you pitch a card and special summon a Live Twin monster from your deck, and then you're locked in the extra deck to only summoning Evil Twin monsters for the rest of the turn. But why this card is so good, and I maxed it out at 3, is because these spells and traps over here, these are the cards that let you play through hand traps. In a deck like this, where 1 hand trap can really stop your combo, I think that we need to max out on the most ways to play through hand traps. Because if you open 2 of any of the engine pieces, so if you open like a normal summon, a spell, or a spell and another spell, or anything like that, that guarantees you playing through at least one hand trap, and that is just incredible. Of course, if you get Gamma, then that's not very fun, but still, this card is incredible, and I do think it should be ran as a 3-of. Next up, we have 3 copies of Pot of Desires. In this deck, you can take advantage of cards like Pot of Desires because nothing in the main deck really matters post turn 1, and even during turn 1, you are running so many copies of everything that it doesn't really matter if you banish anything. The only thing that's kind of annoying is if you banish Frost, but honestly, it doesn't even matter, and you usually won't be using this until after you summon the Frost, which is really good. Desires is an amazing card to help you generate card advantage even further, which is the whole point of the deck. 1 copy of Called by the Grave. Once again, hand traps are very good against this deck, so Called by is an amazing card to be running, and it's a great card to draw, and you can even use this as an interruption in your opponent's turn, which is just great. 3 copies of Book of Moon. Now, Book of Moon is one of the cards that you can draw into with Lila or as your 5 cards in your opening hand. Now, this card is incredible because if you time it well, your opponent just won't be able to do anything. For example, if your opponent summons the Xyz monster in Dreadtron, you can book the Xyz monster, and then they can't use the effect to detach materials to special summon from the hand when ritual summoning, which is really, really cool. Yeah, Book is an incredible card. I highly urge you guys to try out this format. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. I believe that Chalice is amazing. You can also run Droplets. I did try Droplets in the deck, but I do kind of prefer Chalice because I realized that with the Droplets, I was getting rid of a lot of the resources that I drew with Kill. So the whole thing is Chalice is a 1-for-1, and if you draw this, it doesn't cost you any other cards in your hand to use, which I really, really like. So while Droplets is an incredible card, I do prefer Chalice in this deck just personally. Of course, I might be bouncing back and forth on this one, but Chalice, regardless, is an incredible card, and Droplets is also an incredible card. You draw into either of them and use them, you are good because it's an extra interruption for you to draw into with your cards. We have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring over here. Ash is very important in this deck. The whole thing with this deck is that you can afford to run a ton of hand traps, which is really, really powerful to go with a ton of powerful quick release spells like Chalice and Book, and more interruptions like a pop and a draw with Kill and Lila, which is just so strong. And the whole point is that you're going to be stopping your opponent from playing with all these cards and then killing them turn 3. Next up, we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler over here. Veiler is also incredibly powerful this format, objectively better than Ash right now, and I do definitely recommend running 3 copies of this card. Once again, you draw into it in your opponent's turn, it feels even better. 2 copies of DD Crow over here. DD Crow is a very cool card that I believe is kind of slept on right now, being the fact that you can DD Crow banish your opponent's Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, which is really good. Additionally, this card hits Sword Soul and a ton of other cards just in general, because this hits a tennies and stuff like that. This is just a really good card right now in my opinion, and I am trying it out at 2, and so far it's been working out amazing. Finally, we have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence to round out our 40-card main deck. Imperm is another hand trap that we obviously want to have in the deck. Effect Negation is just too powerful to sleep on right now. So that is our main deck, 40-card main deck. I really like this list, and I do think that it is incredibly powerful as of right now. Alright, let's move on over here. So for the extra deck, we are running 3 copies of Evil Twin Trouble Sunny. Trouble Sunny is an incredibly powerful Link 4 monster that really puts the deck together in my opinion. Basically, it has 2 extremely relevant effects. As a quick effect, you can tribute it and then special summon a Kill and a little monster from your graveyard. And if you guys don't know what Kill and Lila do, on summon, Kill draws a card and Lila pops a card. So it's a 1 a pop and a draw on your opponent's turn. And then also during your turn, you have an effect where you can banish it from your graveyard and then send an Evil Twin card from your deck, hand, or graveyard, deck, hand, field, or really anywhere to the grave, and then you can non-targeting send the card your opponent controls to the graveyard. Next up, we have 2 copies of Evil Twin Lila. Now, Lila is an incredibly powerful card. Obviously, this is the pop one, and yeah, I really like this, and it lets you extend with the revive effect. We have 2 copies of Kill over here. Kill is the draw one with the revive effect. Once again, these are both really powerful. And then we have 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 copy of Unicorn, obviously generic cards. The rest of the extra deck doesn't matter, so I'll show you guys what I mean. You can actually run a ton of engines in the extra deck, such as the Zeus package, which you can run with Gachi, whatever, you know, Gachi, so that's really cool. And I won't be showing you guys the full extra deck because I myself haven't put it together yet, but I'll just show you guys some options. You can run N-Test over here to pop one Impermanence cards if you play against Maximus matchup. And a Borload is a really cool tech you can run in this format, access code, all that stuff. And these are just cool options that you can be running, but the only things that really matter in the extra deck are these exact ratios. Also, I'm not running 3 and 3 of our Q-Skill and Lula because I feel like if you manage your resources properly, you really don't need to. But that's basically it for the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash that and comment down below what you guys think of my take on the deck. Of course, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. Now, I appreciate it a ton. And of course, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright, guys. Peace.